And we are live, and welcome once again to the Soul Writers Lounge. I'm Dale, this is Wendy, and today we're going to talk about something that's often overlooked when thinking about writing and trauma, and that's leadership. So today's show is called 6 Reasons to Collaborate and Write a Women's Empowerment and Leadership Book. So this is going to be great for you if you're a woman who has overcome trauma, wants to step into becoming an inspirational leader with your story. So it's kind of leadership through trauma, but what does that mean? But before we get to that bit, why don't we introduce ourselves? So, shall I go? I'll go first. So, I'm Dale, and I'm the co-founder of the Healing Book Project, and I'm the author of Writing to Heal. And very soon, I'm going to be the author of memoir, Write a Healing Memoir. So my mission is all around inspiring women to heal their stories, and then heal or to write healing stories so that they find their truth and they can get out into the world and inspire other people with their books. So for me, writing a healing memoir is, I believe, people who've been through massive healing, bringing it back to what we're talking about today, are the leaders of the future. And I think that if we can step into that leadership role and embrace that, we will build not only amazing personal brands, but we're going to create impact, but also hope for the people that come to work with us. So Wendy, tell us all about you.
So I'm Mini Me, or is it I'm Mini Me, the other co-founder of the Healing Book Project,
You're
author
definitely
of
not a,
book.
you're definitely not a mini me. Sorry, I
and
interrupted. Ignore me.
we are both actually. You forgot to mention the Phoenix Rising. We're both going to be co-authors of a book called Phoenix Rising, which is coming out the 9th of June. So my mission as well is to help women heal deep emotional scars and break the trauma cycle. And through the Healing Book Project, what I do is I help female entrepreneurs and leaders with their inspirational message. And that's so they can make a bigger impact in the world, become more visible, so they can obviously reach a wider audience and create more clients. And especially now more than ever, be heard in a really crowded marketplace. So the reason why the Healing Book Project came together was, as I said, to help female entrepreneurs and leaders write, create, and publish absolutely brilliant personal development books that make an impact, change the world, and ultimately leave a legacy. So we're known for building communities of leaders who work together to support each other and become #1 Amazon bestsellers within 90 days.
Thank you. And thank you. It's funny, I wrote on my whiteboard this morning. I cleaned it all off. I wrote the Healing Book Project at the top. I wrote the 3 books. I wrote the book I'm writing and then the memoir I'm writing. And I didn't even mention it this morning. And it's like, what am I like? I think it's because we are
In
so
it.
in the project. I mean, I don't know about you, but some days I wake up and I think, where am I? I mean, I know I'm in Spain. I know I'm in my office. I know I've got 2 furry friends who demand walks and treats, but I am honestly, I mean, I absolutely adore it. And it's, I think if we, when we think about this leadership thing, what has come out is our personal leadership styles, which is very empowering, very collaborative. We delegate responsibility and allow the group, the team, because it is Team Phoenix, to make some really good decisions. I mean, when I think about leadership, I think about kind of like early jobs where it's that kind of like command and control. You go to work and it's, you will do this, and it's like empower me, let me make my own decisions. It's almost like in those early days, someone strips you of something and treats you like you're not intelligent. But I mean, there's a place for all different kinds of leadership. But I think, if we're going to write collaborative books and we're going to work as a team, then it has to be that empowering kind. And what I love is how we've come together and we've collaborated and given the ladies, our wonderful team Phoenix, all the tools that they need to go and make their own decisions. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. Anyway, it is the topic in hand, but back to the topic in hand. And the first of our 6 reasons. So I chose courage because when I think about leadership through trauma, I think about people who have shown that amazing courage where they've been able to confront fear with a level of confidence. They've had the courage of their convictions because you can imagine what it's like. You've got a story that you want to share and you're a nervous wreck because, it opens up this vulnerability in you. So what the people are doing when they write, either the Phoenix book or Ignite or Rise is they're surrendering the old them. They're embracing their fears. They're waking up and they're becoming aware of who they are as incredible leaders. So I think for me, leadership takes immense courage. So that there's that self-leadership where they've made that decision that people are going to, they're going to write their chapter or they're going to write a full book, and they step forward. That courage is palpable. I can feel it. When that first group of ladies stepped into the room, stepped into our Facebook group, wow, you can feel the fear, but you can see and taste and smell the courage. So they've taken, in terms of leadership, they've taken a measured risk to share their story. And what they've also done, because we talk about trust a lot, trust is an amazing leadership skill. You have to trust your team to get on and do stuff. But they've trusted themselves. They've trusted the process. And hallelujah, they've trusted us. So my first one is all about courage. Courage, leadership takes courage, and I'm humbled by their courage. Over to you.
Yeah, so when you were talking earlier on, it just reminded me about, our roles as leaders within the project and how we take on different roles within our community, within our group. So you'll do certain things and I'll do certain things. So it's almost like our community instinctively knows who to ask for what, which I think actually is quite interesting. And it's nice because you don't get bombarded with everything. People pick who they want to have a conversation with, which is really nice. So for me, for number 2, I have picked life and leadership. And I've picked this one because what I've seen happen over the last 12 years or so being in business, and Dale, I know you've been in business a lot longer than I have, is that women particularly have a tendency to put others first. They have a tendency to over-deliver, undercharge. They sacrifice their own financial and, in some cases, emotional well-being. They get so busy working in the business that they actually forget that they need to lead. And this is actually quite natural. That's not unique to women, actually. That I should imagine that happens the same for guys as well. But the thing is, being an entrepreneur isn't about working your butt off. It's not about stepping into another job where you're working even harder and being paid even less, which happens a lot. So when I think about the women who have joined the Healing Book Project, they came to us, they always come to us with lots and lots of ideas. They've got clients, they've been working with clients, they're working really hard, but there's a piece of the puzzle that is missing for them. So what we help them to do ultimately is make that transition from working like crazy in the business to stepping into more of a leadership role. Because me personally, I believe that leaders are made, and these are skills that can be taught. So they've got all of these ideas, they're working really hard, and what we do is we help them to bring their knowledge and their insight and their wisdom together to pass down through stories those lessons that they've learned, which are going to help others on their own journey. So it's almost like, I'm trying to think of the word, and I'm not sure solidify is the word.
I don't know.
It's
go with it. Just go with it. Go with it.
Yeah, solidify. It's basically when they've got all this stuff going on, and what we help them do is to bring it right down to say exactly what it is, and then they lead through exactly what that is, rather than all the craziness and the busyness of what's going on in their world and within their business. It helps them to up level. So that would be my number 2.
And it's interesting, when I heard you say, I believe leaders are made, I remember a very, very long time ago, in fact, on two big leadership things I did. So I did an MBA a long time ago, and that they always ask that question: are leaders born or made? And when I did my exec coaching, the same thing came up again. And my goodness me, there must be a zillion answers to that question. So I'm actually not going to go there, but it made me smile, because my little brain was going, I've got this idea about leadership. So yeah, it's a great debate. It's a great debate. So my next one is all about curiosity. I think leaders are curious because that's what takes them down different pathways. And I believe we're always on the right pathway, no matter if we've got on that cosmic roundabout and seemingly going nowhere. But great leaders are curious about new things, about learning, and they're never complacent. So the curiosity helps them to embody and embrace creativity. And I think that staying curious helps people to always stay fresh and exciting. But they ask lots of good questions like, what I wonder would happen if. So, when people are writing a book or launching a book or using it then to create something else, it's, I wonder what if I did this with my product or this with my story or whatever. And they would say things like, why would I want to do that? Or why wouldn't I want to do that? Or how am I going to? So they take that time to stop and be curious. I mean, one of the things that we talk about a lot is, you get into that writing, and it's to stop and reflect. And in that reflection, lots and lots of stuff happens. So as a leader, I think what curiosity does is invites you to ask deeper questions about yourself so that you can create deeper insights for the readers. And also, I think it's about trying to uncover and understand what motivates and inspires them, what shapes and influences them, so they can inspire other people. And the thing that I really love is curiosity is about connecting like new ideas, the dots together of possibilities and opportunities, because that not only happens in the writing, but that's what happens when you go out and create a business around your book. And I think as a leader, and I don't know if it's true of all leaders, that curiosity, when you see patterns and pictures, it helps you to plan the way forward, to know the right pathway. And if we come back to that command and control, I had that picture in my head. My brother used to collect, and I guess a lot of boys did, little soldiers, you know, in their little like magazines and things.
The little
And
green ones.
yeah, and often when you see, you know, like war movies, and they've got like a big like a big poster, or they've got something like that, and you know, they've got like a little thing, and then they're moving things around, and they're planning the battle. You know, they're looking for everything, where all the dots connect and the possibilities to be able to move forward. So yeah, curiosity is, I think, is a massive leadership skill.
I love that, especially. Sorry, Del.
No, carry on.
I love that. I was just thinking about trauma and the impact of trauma and the layers you have to go down to remove. So the more curious you are around what it is that you're writing about, the more in line you become to who it is that you really want to show up as a leader. You know, to really shine. Without that curiosity, I don't know. I think there's that spark. There's that spark missing, the rawness missing, the authenticity that's missing, because it's not fresh. This feels like a much fresher way to approach things. It's more creative.
It's interesting as you're saying that. I mean, I get lots of things, pictures in my head, and we were having a conversation about dyslexic thinking, and I was saying about, you know, when I was in school, how naughty I was because I was given a task to do, pattern some pictures, explore, do the answer, and then I'd be going, right, well, I'm bored now. And it's like that curiosity is cut short and cut dead because people aren't feeding or allowing you to explore enough. It's a skill that I think that we need to encourage more. Instead of saying, do it like this, it's allow people that space to explore and explore beyond what you've just asked them to do. Otherwise, you're going to be naughty children. Anyway,
you were just too bright. That was the problem.
You know, it's interesting. I was walking in the Rambler, and all of this stuff that we're doing together really has opened up lots of memories. And I have been giggling about. I'm going to write an article later. I think I'm going to call it "I'm Not Weird. I Might Have Dyslexic Thinking." And I have just been laughing at some of the things that I've done, and it's like, and now I realise I'm actually normal, as normal as you can be. I'm normal. I am. I'm normal. Please tell me I'm normal. Anyway,
Make a big difference.
I'm going to curiously move into number 4.
Number four is all about the power of team to achieve a higher purpose. It is absolutely a fact that when you're an entrepreneur, when you work for yourself, is that when you go it alone, it's really hard work. You know, you have endless days of isolation. You can't run ideas past anybody. It takes, oh God, I don't know how much longer it takes to grow, but it takes a lot longer to grow the business. You also don't make as much money, and it's a lot less fun. So if you're not part of a team, it can be really isolating and very overwhelming. So I think a great example of this is that, so we are getting ready to launch our first book in the Healing Book Project, Phoenix Rising, and together we've come together to build our book launch team. And in a space of 48 hours, I think it is, we've gained over 170 people to come and join the book launch team. And if I'd been doing this by myself, there's no way I would have been able to build a community that quickly with one person. And I think even me and Dale together, it still would have been a challenge. We probably could have pulled it off, but it would be a lot of work. But because we have the other authors, that's how powerful a team is to help you achieve a higher purpose. So working collaboratively around leadership and getting your message out is going to be so much more powerful when you come together to work as a team. There's a massive difference between working independently, which is what we have a tendency to do when we start off, and then when we come together to work as a team when we're moving in, we come together, we align around our values and our purpose and our mission. The world's your oyster. Then the magic starts to happen. So team is really big for me, team and working towards achieving a higher purpose. And the Healing Book Project is all about a higher purpose.
It is. And I love I love team and the fun. I mean, it's been hard work, but we have had so much fun, both with ourselves and just the way learning to work together and thrashing ideas around and stuff. It's been the best fun I've had. I was going to say outside of something else for a long time. It's been great fun working as a team. I mean, it's just like, yes, bring it on. Right. No smutty minds, please. Right. Number 5, compassion. So compassion is it's a powerful part of being human, to be able to connect to and feel love and empathy for other people and for yourself, having self-compassion. But it's one of the most powerful things that connects us. And what leaders do is when they have compassion, it creates connection. And that's when people will want to follow them and work with them. And it's often at times of great adversity and if I link that back to your higher purpose, it's times of adversity that people come together to support, for me, humanity and all beings. So you said something earlier, as entrepreneurs, as women, we spend a lot of time doing stuff for other people. We're so busy caring for other people, and we need to have that compassion and care for ourselves. But compassion, we do spend a lot of time walking in another person's shoes. But I think if we bring that compassion inwards and think about being our best friend, so if we can be our best friend and actually walk in our own shoes, then I think that helps us to build our leadership skills. So we're not taking on other people's stuff, and we can care, but we can care in a way that creates connection. So in terms of leadership, then for me, a compassionate leader cares about others, so they think about collaboration. They show up for others and they become a support and a guide. That's not about taking other people's stuff on. It's being compassionate. It's about being a good leader. It's about thinking about what can I do to help other people? And we do that as a team because of who we are. I mean, I think we've got a great team. We are all compassionate because we've all been through stuff. And I believe that a compassionate leader inspires other people because of who they are, how they show up, and how they treat other people. So, yeah, that's my final one. I think compassion in leadership is monumental in terms of creating great teams, inspiring others to follow you because of who you are, because you've got a good heart. So
as you were talking, the word that popped into my head was resilience building. And I think they're really, I think if you have compassion, then you're able to build resilience. If that compassion part's missing, then I think it's much harder to build resilience because there's too much judgment. So it's a core skill.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's a really interesting way that you've pulled those things together. So resilience as well is about courage, curiosity, and compassion. And I think that's what we have in that team. I think teams that come together, that have all the things that we've talked about, have a sense of resilience. Because and I think we've had these conversations before where, because of the stuff we've been through, we tend to be people who get stuff done, but when we're getting stuff done, we're mindful of other people. We're emotionally intelligent. We think about what other people have been through, but we have that level of personal resilience and then team resilience. It's like when you say that word, it's like that holding together of that amazing powerhouse that we have. It's a brilliant word. Resilience is a fantastic word.
I like resilience. I think it's a great word. So it plays nicely into actually the next one, which is number 6. And I've put down, through the Healing Book Project, that you become a better leader. So one of our core, the other day we went through, spent some time looking what our core values are and what's important. And one of them is leadership, and that's to lead by example and to walk our talk and support others in being able to grow and to grow a learning community. And we have to go through this stuff as well. So, and we constantly check in. Dale says something to me, I'll say something to Dale. We don't take it personally, but we take it on board and we think about it. We either digest it or don't. We'll own what we feel we need to own. But I'm doing some work this morning around money, and I was checking in with myself, and I give myself these little exercises that I need to do so I can be a better leader for other people and lead by example. So I think that's really important, is that you step into becoming a better leader, because not only are you looking at yourself consistently, you've got someone to hold you accountable as well at the same time when you are part of a team. But it's also, you hone your communication skills. So your communication skills are much better. You don't take things so personally. You learn to, especially through the stories that it is that we're creating, you learn to share the vulnerability of your experience, but also the strength and the personal power it is that you have gained. Then you can lead by example. Then you can have clear thinking around how it is that you want to articulate and show up as a leader. So I think for me, the last one really is about number six is that you ultimately become a better leader. And that's when the magic really starts to happen.
Yeah. And I like that, because what I see as all of the books that come out of the leadership project, the healing, I've gone back into something that I did years ago. I used to teach executive leadership, and I've just gone straight back into that. So I've now completely lost my train of thought. So we're just going to ignore me for a moment. Ignore me. Move into our marvelous masterclass that we've got. I think that'll help me.
Yeah, so if co-authoring a book is something that you're interested in, what we've done is we've created a masterclass, and that masterclass will teach you how to become a best-selling author in 12 weeks, so over a 3 months period. period. What I'll do is, or we'll leave the link below in the comments below, so you can just sign in and then you can get instant access to watch the training. So grab a pen and paper, make some notes. If you've got any questions, just ping us an email back. So final thoughts, Dale.
Well, my final thoughts are that I truly believe that to become an inspirational leader, we need to have a strong message. We need to understand what our brilliant manifesto is, like what we want to manifest in the world, what we want to bring out. And I think our stories are part of that. The stuff that we have been through demonstrates incredible self-leadership skills. Learning then how to write a book and be part of a project like this is all about, this is team building. And what all of the authors can take away from it is they've walked their talk, they've stepped into their vulnerability, they've shown curiosity, they've been courageous, they have great compassion. They're going to go out and absolutely rock it. As far as I'm concerned, they will take everything that they've done and become amazing leaders in their communities. I'm so proud of everybody, and I think that, you know, we've discussed what it is that is important to us, and we are walking our talk. I was going to say we're breeding future leaders, and maybe we're birthing them, but they're people are coming together, and they're going to walk away with not just a book, but with a whole pile of other things that they never dreamed possible.
So that means then, by you saying that, is that in the back of your mind, you must believe that leaders are created.
Right. So what I believe, you bring me, you were determined that I was going to answer this. This is what I believe. I believe that leaders are born, but not so. So what happens is stuff happens and it ignites their innate leadership abilities. So what will happen is you will often see people who are quiet little mices in whatever those situations are. They go about their daily lives, they don't think about whatever the stuff that's happened, childhood trauma, you know, they've got no confidence, and then something will happen and it's like they ignite something that has lain dormant. But that doesn't mean to say that that makes them a great leader, but they step into leadership. And then the other side of that is, you know, we don't just wake up one day and go, I'm going to do my two fingers. We don't wake up one day, I'm a great leader. You know, when I look at all of the training that I have had over the years, you know, I never thought I was a great leader. And then things have happened and I've come out and stuff it's like it's inside of me. But I've had masses of training. You know, I did an MBA, it's all about leadership. I did the Institute of Leadership and Management Executive Coaching, the ILM Level 7. It's all about leadership. I learned skill after skill after skill. I did a 15-month leadership program with the Welsh government, and then I joined the last job that I had. We all went on, all the leadership team all went on a massive leadership training. So I think leaders have it all inside. It takes something to ignite it, but they still need training to hone it. So it's both. There you go. You made me answer. It's both. It's both. I demand it's both.
It's funny when you're talking. I'm just thinking about Phoenix, the first book. It's just it's the alignment is quite canny.
I know.
So aligned. It's like might be because I'm so in it at the moment.
And the second book is Ignite, and that's about the power of the wolf. And so, you know, the wolf, it uses their instinct and their intuition, and, you know, they are amazing, powerful creatures. You know, leadership is about not abusing your power, but stepping into your power and using it to create something amazing. And then the next book is Rise, which is leading the evolution. So, what's going on? It's all about leadership. Bizarrely.
Good.
How about that? How about that?
We need more female leaders. We need
We
more.
do.
We need more women, not be sitting on the sideline wrapping a wrapper. That's a wrap. Okay, not sitting on the sideline going, "Oh, we need more female leaders." We need more female leaders to actually stand up and to own it and to actually action it and do it, not just talk about it, because there's just too much talking.
And I agree. Many years ago, I wrote a blog. I'll see if I can find it. And it was about women staying inside corporations to lead the mothership. Because what often happens is, I've worked in corporate, and it's like a little boys. Not all of them. It's not. I'm not generalizing, but it's often like a little boys' club. And you might be a brilliant female leader. It's like, oh, we're not letting you in. And I just think that we need to continue to break down those barriers and not leave, to stay and lead corporations and use that kind of feminine power to build corporates or any kind of business that really cares about their employees. Because if we care about the employees and we build their skills, they're going to make sure your business is run fantastic. I've got a lot to say about this, so I'm going to zip it because I'll be here all day talking about it. But I think women don't necessarily need to leave and become entrepreneurs. I think we can lead in all kinds of different scenarios. And if there's a woman who's watching this and thinking, do I want to jump ship? Do you know what I would say is I would write your book while you're in corporate, build your brand, and then leap and take your leadership skills out into the big wide world. But I would definitely hone and stay in the corporate just a little while longer. And if it really becomes intolerable, absolutely leave. But I think that we need women in all strata, whatever it is, whether they're doctors,
leading at home. Leading at home. It's across. It's really about taking ownership of your life. Making sure you're making the right decisions.
And as women leaders, I don't have any kids. I've got 2 dogs. I don't think they're going to do anything beyond walks and treats and snoring on the sofa. But, I sometimes look back and I think, if I had kids, I want to inspire them to go out and really rock the world and really be, the leaders of the future, those courageous, compassionate, curious leaders that really will change the world, whether that's, like you say, in the home, whether that's in the local community centre, or whether that's leading some kind of global organization. We need good leadership. Get rid of that command and control. Look, I'm going to waffle all day. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Stop me now.
Bye.
Thank everyone who's listening. We've gone on probably 10 minutes too long, but we hope you've enjoyed.
20.
Was it 20 minutes too long? Well, we hope you've enjoyed our debate. I think we will probably cut this up into little
No,
chunks.
it's all good. It's all good. It's good content.
It is. No, what I meant was, Wendy, is I'm going to cut it up into little chunks, and I'm going to write lots of blogs around all of this, because I'm absolutely on fire, and I'm so inspired. So thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you are inspired to lead an evolution or ignite the power of the wolf, and most definitely buy our first book, Rebirth, the Phoenix Rising. And that's a wrap.